my question is, our community has experienced some rapid demographic change over the past decades or so as African immigrants have relocated to this area. There has been inconsistent response to the arrival of new Mainers, both by the local leadership in terms of the governmental support. In Lewiston and Auburn, most of the new Mainers are refugees from Africa. As neither Lewiston and Auburn are designed as a primary residence site, and many who relocate to this area as secondary immigrants, that they moved from other states, neither the immigrants nor the communities in which they settled in received much, if any, governmental support to assist the burden of adjusting to life in new culture and city. What's your plan as a future Congressperson representing our area to address the challenging disparities and inadequate support received by our communities with regards to new immigrants?
Thank you. Thank you for the question. This is an amazing community, and one of the things that makes the LA area so amazing are the immigrants who have come here. It's one of the best parts of examples of how Maine is changing for the better, I think, across the state, and the impact is felt culturally, it's felt in the small businesses that are popping up all over town. And I think this is a really important question because it has both state and federal connections. As a member of the Appropriations Committee for 6 out of the last 10 years, I have been a staunch supporter of making sure the state holds up its end of the bargain by making sure we protect programs like general assistance and state support for legal non-citizens, which particularly affects the elderly non-citizens who are in our communities. We need to make sure that the state holds up its end of the bargain, and that's why we need a new governor, for sure. But we also, on the federal side, we need to do more to ensure a clear path to citizenship. I think that's a big part of the immigration discussion, and it's not just in the way of the clear path to citizenship, it's also by supporting things like the DREAM Act, which support access to education for immigrants to our country. We are a country that is, really the fabric of our country is made up of immigrants. We are all the result of immigrants at some point, and I think that's a huge point of pride for me, not just for our country, but for the state of Maine. And as a member of Congress, I would be an ally and a supporter of Maine's immigrant population. I want to get to know you better so I can speak to your needs and your voice in Washington. And again, by creating the path to citizenship and supporting opportunities for training and making sure we increase that support from the federal government when we offer people asylum and support here in the U.S. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. I've been down here in Lewiston, I think the last 3 months we've had our office in Lisbon Street. And, I've had the opportunity to see, the immigration that's been going on here in Lewiston and Auburn. And, we're right there on a day-to-day basis, seeing everyone, how hard they're working, scurrying, trying to do the best they can for their families. And like Senator Kane said, I mean, we're all basically immigrants in this country. I mean, my family came over from Ireland into Canada and now settled in Maine. So I certainly think that on a state level, like we have been doing, making sure that the commitment to general assistance is kept there so that communities that are struggling with, lower income people, with large, populations that are coming in, have that access there. Again, with, training, we need to make sure that, people have a path to getting a job so that they can continue to stay in this country and do as best they can for them and their families. And certainly on the federal level, it's the same argument that, people that want to come here, if they want to become a citizen, they should have that ability, because when they do become citizens, then everyone's on a level playing field. They're competing for jobs that raises the wage scale. I mean, as it is with these cultures of immigrants that don't have legal citizenship, they're forced to take below standard wages. Some bad employers are doing everything they can to try and depress the wages, get them to work for nothing, and it's unfair to them, and it's unfair to the people that are in this country. So for myself, I've always thought that making sure that anyone that's in this country should have immigration status, so they don't have to be afraid to speak up and fight for quality wages, quality health care, and that's what I think that our federal government should be working for.
Thank you.